Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DigiVerse DiveCast, the only Digimon podcast that is gonna be doing try. I mean, I'm sure other podcasts have, but I'm just really upset about that fact, and I wanted to get that out there. How's everyone doing? Hey, everybody! Editing Lot from the future here. 3 months in the future, in fact. So, I didn't notice this during recording until 15 minutes into the episode, but there was a setting on OBS that I had forgotten to turn off before we started recording that basically made my co-host's audio completely inaudible until I fixed it. Thankfully, the only thing we had talked about up until that point is like Yuki, their stuff, and their experience with Digimon as a franchise. Literally right before I was like, we should probably start talking about the movie, is when I noticed and fixed it. So all that's cut out. Basically, the only thing you missed is Yuki has seen all the shows and everything. They are in the minds with me and Bridget. So they are experienced with it. I believe they watched the dub and the sub. I forget which it was, but basically they watched the dub as well. So yeah, sorry about that. Back to your regularly scheduled podcasting. Bye-bye. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Wait, did you watch the dub, Yuki? Why? Oh, this will be interesting. Wait. Hold on here. What is No.
You with ads, big quotation marks.
Does the
Okay.
dub zone have to make a comeback?
No, we are not doing the dub zone. I don't give a fuck.
As far as I know, the dub is basically the same.
The dub
they
is
just
just
swapped
the
the
same.
music. Yeah, they just changed the music.
They finally
Right.
caught up with hey, no one likes a Digimon Reese.
Yeah, I would fucking hope so 13 years after the fact.
I'm
God.
just happy they finally learned to shut the fuck up during dialogue.
Oh, did they? That's good. That was literally my most recurring complaint during the dub zone was, oh my god, they never shut up.
They really, yeah. We watched that fucking movie.
Oh
My god.
Yeah, no, I don't think because I get it. It really just Leon, you just had to actually hear it
Yeah.
to understand that. No, there is no exaggeration.
I believed you fully. There was never a point where I like doubted that they talked all the time. Like,
Mhm.
Like, I think,
But like, yeah, hearing
I
it
think-
secondhand and then actually hearing it is like, oh my god.
do you know what's like one I always think about? Like, oh my god, shut up!
Hmm.
Is the bit where Davis stops the truck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I told you to stop, and I was just practicing saying stop, and then stop.
Oh, it's
It's
like, fucking Jesus. Anyway, that video was 2 weeks ago. We're gonna start talking about try now as much as we clearly don't want to. So, my first note is just, ugh, here we go again.
We start with Persona 5. Y'all hear about the Demiurge?
Yeah,
well,
Yeah,
that was
idea.
coming.
I forget if this Demiurge and idea shit even matters. Like,
I
this-
assume
I
it's like, it's more an allegory than literally the
Yeah.
Demiurge.
oh god, I
I
had
didn't
for
even remember this part.
yeah. It's just narration over like an egg being formed, and there's like, oh, Demiurge didn't know of idea, and it's like one singular piece of like black data going into the little egg that's forming.
As someone who's not seen this, I'm going to make the assumption it's got something to do with their attempt at explaining the Dark Ocean.
Oh, don't say
Um,
that.
Oh god.
Mm,
That's my guess. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, the Dark Ocean is mentioned in whatever.
look forward to the future.
Yeah. So, One part about this little intro I did actually like was the very faint, like, classic Digivice sound when the egg starts shaking. I did appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was nice.
There's there is actually like I'm not sure of a better time to talk about. There's like little details about this whole thing that I do really like.
Oh, yeah.
For the like I guess like visually for like the most part, I think this looks kind of bland as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
However, whenever like it goes into like actiony stuff and like they start doing like the really thick outlines and like sharp core
yes.
like edges, I think that looks really good.
Mhm. There are several, like we could just talk about the general look of the movie up front, like, movies. So, yeah, this has been like, a talking point about Try specifically for ages, like, since it got revealed. The general design ethos of, like, the Try stuff kind of is really fucking boring and bad. However,
I
when they're allowed to get a little stylistic with it, like during the action sequences or even just like the Digimon, I think it looks pretty good. And when they do like the close-up shots where they're allowed to have like stills of like detailed character faces, I actually don't mind the way the characters look. That they were designed by the famously or infamously by the artist behind the Senkorol, which was like a very popular OVA that came out a couple years before this. They brought that person on to do the character designs, which is why they look so radically different, and especially why like their faces are so much smaller and all that. It's very much in line with that person's art style. And I don't think it looks bad. I just think the overall look is really fucking boring.
I think
yeah,
it's
I
just
think
like
it's
in
more
motion.
yeah, I think it's less like the actual designs and more just like the show looks very flat.
Yes.
Like there's also like some very like jittery bits of animation. Like genuinely sometimes it comes off like because I know there was like some like I'm sure you can talk about this later if you know stuff, but it wasn't like this had like some like real production issues or something like that, right?
Yeah. There's that's a whole can of worms. I probably won't get into that
Yeah,
like
I
this
guess just
episode.
yeah, just I guess all I really want to say is because there's definitely points where like some like back there was like a I know there's like a background shot where like the sign just like a sign just looked like a rough sketch and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like very jittery bits of animation. There's parts where it just kind of comes off as like maybe unfinished is like an extreme thing to say, but it looks very rough
Mhm.
sometimes.
And like the whole thing with this is like it's formatted like movies, but also they were released as like I think 26 separate episodes. It was like 25 or 26 separate episodes. It very weird. This whole thing is very strange. Like
Yeah.
Try is a weird little thing and it fucking shows.
Like I guess over like because this was my first time seeing something like this happen, but I guess like I immediately become concerned when something is supposed to be a series and then and then they suddenly go it's movies now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like very clearly cut together TV episodes. Anyway, we get flashes of all the O2 kids dying.
They're
Yeah,
not
that
dying.
I'm
a
gonna choke him.
very just a very fucking promising start for me.
We
Like I knew
know
this
that
happened, but I was like, oh, this is just the very first thing they show. Okay, cool. It's fine. I didn't want to see I didn't
It's
want to
fine.
see
Fuck him.
Dio. Yeah, cool. I didn't want to see Daisuke, Miyaku, Iori, or Ken anyway. Nah, I didn't want to see him.
Who cares about him? We don't
cares
need to
about them.
we don't need to bring them up. They're the 02 cast. We need to focus on the adventure cast. This is
Yeah.
their movie. This is their try.
Yeah.
I that is like the number one thing I hear about this show is that like this series is that it does feel extremely like we're sorry about 02 and all the weird shit in there.
Oh,
Like we
yeah.
can fix it, guys. We can fix it.
They really don't like the cast of O2 in this, as demonstrated by all of them being killed at the start. They're definitely dead. Ignore the fact that the epilogue exists. The epilogue
or,
existing
the
makes
No,
movies.
it's fine. We're rewriting the epilogue. I swear.
Oh, yeah, they're totally doing that. The epilogue existing makes so much shit in Try so annoying. We'll
They
fucking get
really
to
just
that.
should have made this like they should have just been like, "Hey, by the way, this epilogue, haha, it's not real anymore."
Yes, but now they're playing into whatever. We'll talk about that when we get to Kizuna in the beginning.
Woohoo.
Oh god. Okay, so my next note after talking about the O2 kids dying is just anyway. The new designs for the kids suck balls, and then I cut myself off to scream about Alphamon because he showed up for a second.
Like spooky spiky boy.
Yeah, lightning and shit. Anyway, now we get the best version of Butterfly, which is really unfortunate that it's stuck in this.
Oh yeah, no, the like new versions of all the songs are like really good. Like
Yeah.
I love the try version of Braveheart. I actually didn't know this. I didn't know they actually like arranged a bunch of like the just the regular Bat BG like OST
Yeah.
from the show.
Yeah, they
Like
rearranged like a lot of it.
there's a fight later on where they do like a version of that like just generic battle music from Adventure 1,
Yeah.
and it's like it sounds really good.
Mhm. Yeah,
All right, so you guys got Braveheart. Meanwhile, I'm at work at 3 a.m. listening to digital Digimon,
Oh.
for like 2 minutes straight.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It's just
Um,
digital monsters Digimon for 2 minutes.
the, fu-
no,
the
monsters.
Two
Brave
minutes.
they didn't even have the vocal for Braveheart. They could have just used it.
They used every other Japanese track. So in that movie, that is the only like music dub change.
Oh my
They played that intro.
oh god.
They're stupid. They need to be killed.
So right now we're just following Taichi like as he goes to fucking school or something. Uh Everyone's using flip phones, which is just like what like I constantly have to remember that despite the fact that Try came out in 2015, it's set in like 2003 or 4? It's 1 year
Something
after
like
O2,
that.
I think. It's like 1, maybe 2 years after O2.
I think
That
it's
like
I think it's two.
yeah, because like it's and because
They're
like
because they're
beginning takes
not
place in 2012, like it's crazy.
Yeah, because they're all in high school now, and
Mhm.
fucking Takaru and Kari are in middle school.
Yeah. Oh god. Taichi goes to soccer practice. He's, doing cool things, being a good at soccer boy. And then all his teammates are all exhausted when he tries to go back out and, start practicing again, but so he just kind of takes 5. Hikari comes up cuz he forgot his lunch or something. And then all his teammates are suddenly full of energy and doing weird little poses because they really want to fuck
They're
Taichi's sister.
stretching. They're stretching.
Like, oh look how cool I am.
Yeah.
God, they should be
Yep.
killed for this.
I agree. Straight people should die.
Dangerous words to be saying on YouTube, methinks.
That's fine.
You'll be
I'll
fine.
cut it out.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. So once the school day is about to start, Taichi sees Yamato and Sora in the hallway, and he's handing her like a ticket to his band show. We learn later, but Taichi is like wistfully staring at them, and I'm just like, are they still fucking doing this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on! It's like the epilogue exists. Why are we still doing this? It feels like they wrapped this up in O2. Like the dub didn't. The dub tried to make it more of a thing, but man, they're still doing this, huh? It it's so fucking annoying. So annoying. Taichi and Yamato are eating lunch together. Yamato explains that his old band, Teenage Wolf, broke up and they have a new band, Knife of Day.
I did think that was really funny. It's like, why did you break up? Creative
Creative
differences.
difference.
Then we go back together and change the name.
So fucking.
That's so
I-
real.
No,
That's like
that's
the
real,
realest
though.
thing.
That
No.
That's
is
the realest
real.
thing about this entire movie.
No, exactly. Everyone look forward to when there's a weird 6-week delay after the beginning and DiveCast ends and then it comes back as a separate podcast, but all of the 4 usual members are still on it and we just act
And
like
it,
nothing happened. And it'll have a different
and
name.
it's and it'll be like the Digimon podcast.
Anyway,
The
the
divecast,
scene.
the DiveVerse DigiCast.
Oh, God, ugh. The scene with Yamato and Taichi is cute. I like it a lot. It's like one of the one things about this movie I did actually enjoy quite a bit because it's just them being friends and hanging out.
I guess that's like I think there's like a couple bits later that do it better, but I think like part of like why I mentioned how like visually this kind of feels like very flat and bland.
Yeah.
I think it like really hurts whenever like the characters try to be like a bit more like playful with each other.
Yes.
Like it just kind of makes this feel weirdly awkward to me. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Characters
Yeah,
are far less expressive in this than they were in the original series. Like the designs don't kind of permit them to be like really like goofy and stuff.
I wouldn't say that because there's a bit
Really.
later on where it's really where they do a good job of that. I'd say.
yeah, they're under the like overpass, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, God, what the fuck? Right. Taichi starts talking to his teacher because he hasn't handed in his career survey yet. He just so his teacher asks him, "What do you like?" And his answer is hanging out with my friends.
I like to play and draw.
I like to play and draw.
Fucking loser. So his teacher and like when his teacher's like, "Oh, can you just like," or Taichi mentioned seeing them is difficult because he's talking about the Digimon.
Yeah, so he takes that as, "Oh, you have friends overseas. Well, go study languages or something."
Yeah, it's like go study languages so you can go overseas or whatever. And it's like, okay, sure, like that's a perfectly reasonable suggestion. That's pretty much where that scene ends. Then we start seeing Kuwagamon, who is just in the real world and flying around right now.
He's all cubes.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's made of
Yeah.
Don't worry
cubes.
about it. I'm
You
also made of cubes.
can't start a Digimon thing without Kuwagamon.
That's true. That is like objectively true. At least an adventure thing. More importantly, we see the Umphis, Meikumon and Huckmon. We don't know who either of them yet, or either of them are yet. So, but they're there and they are Umphi.
With their cool cloak.
Yeah. Taichi is desperately trying to get people to watch his fucking soccer game, but everyone is
I
busy.
don't like he should have told them about it beforehand. Before they started getting busy.
I mean, to be fair, like all of them are doing things that would definitely take priority over watching your friend's fucking soccer game. Like,
That is
yeah, I'm
true.
eating dinner with my parents for their anniversary. I'm in another country.
I will say, I don't know about your guys' parents. Like, my parents would rather not have me there for their anniversary dinner.
Yeah, that's typically how
Yes.
that goes.
Yeah. However, Koshro's family is different, so it's okay.
I guess that's true.
Anyway, Koshiro tries to get in contact with Mimi to see if she will come to the soccer game, despite the fact that she is currently in America. And her response is, "Yeah, sure, just cover my airfare."
And I think Taichi says something like, "Oh, well, she's rich, so she could probably do it."
Yeah,
No, because no, Taichi goes like, isn't she in like America right now? And
Yeah.
Koshiro's like, yeah, but like she's always going, but like
yeah,
she's got money.
Yeah,
He's
she
like,
would
"Yeah,
come
I'll
over.
come." It's like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, I'll come around, but pay." And then when she says that, Koshiro spends like I think like there's an entire like 2 minutes of Koshiro just figuring out how much that would actually cost them.
Yeah. This was really weird. Where like, there's several parts of this where they take like a 2-minute break to talk about fucking nothing. But like,
We
this
need to
one's
know
funny.
the airfare.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this one's funny, so I'll let it slide.
I
Because
need to know that it's $1,000 to get
Yeah.
to Japan, and like
I-
in one day,
Yeah.
first class.
You gotta factor
For the
in
weekend.
luggages.
For
You
the
gotta factor
weekend.
in like the extra fuel charge and service charge as well.
Yeah, so talking about the fuel surcharge was like, bro, come on. It's like, also, this is Mimi we're talking about, so we should look into business class. It's like, fucking. It's so fucking great.
And then Teddy's like, "Forget it. I'm not doing this."
Never mind.
Never. So all I have written here is what is this weird dynamic between Takaru and Hikaru? Right. This is when she's talking to Takaru about what they're doing on Sunday because she was trying to be like, "Hey, do you want to come to the soccer game?" And Takaru's like, "No, I'm bringing a friend to Yamato's concert." And Hikaru's like, "Oh, is it a girl?" And he's like, "Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's
I
just a friend."
it's like, yeah, it's like I guess I don't find it weird and like on its own. It's like whatever that she's just like playing around with
Yeah.
him, teasing him. But like at least so far, and as we'll see, this try already seems to have a big obsession with like the like romantic relationships of this whole cast now.
Oh, you don't even know the fucking half of it. Oh, dude.
Everyone's crushing on each other now.
Yeah, because I think at this point we know that Koshiro's got a thing for Mimi. I think at this point it's like hinted at and then it's confirmed at a
It
later
doesn't
point.
it doesn't take long for us to find that
Yeah.
out either way.
But oh my god, Momo, you don't know the half of it. Holy fucking shit.
It's fine. It's totally gonna go somewhere in the later movies. It's fine. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, Joe is miserable.
Yeah.
That's
It
the
kinda
that's the summation of his like entire scene.
Like the bit where like he's like in his class. Is this the bit where he's in his classroom?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his teacher says like, "I'm ordering you based on your grades, so the lower grades are at the back." And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure, I'm sure there are people who actually organize their class that way, but Jesus fucking Christ,
hmm It's like if you're in the fourth row or
evil.
behind, you're in danger. And Joe's like, "Oh god, I'm in the fourth row."
It's also like when I got to this part, it's like, oh my fucking god, is this like the only fucking plot line you can think of for Joe is him fucking with around with entrance exams or some shit like that?
It's every time without fail. It's like, "Where's Joe?" He's studying for his entrance exams." He's always got those. We don't know what's going on.
It's like I know it's like one time it's high school, one time it's college. It's like obviously I know you. It's like yeah, that makes sense. It's just is that all you can think of to do with this fucking character?
He like had an arc in the original adventure, you know? He had one.
What?
No,
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 you're
no. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
no. He didn't have an arc. You're deluding yourself.
Oh, you're right.
These movies, they aren't for us. They're for people that vaguely remember shit, adventure, and that vaguely remember that. Oh, hey, yeah, that I think that had a sequel.
This is true. We should have waited like 10 years
I feel like
before
I feel
watching
like
Detroit.
I feel like I'm already coming off very negative, and like I was admittedly wanting to like, despite what I'd heard, I was wanting to try and go into this with an open mind. But there's already like a bunch of stuff in this first part that just kind of like maybe just annoyed me.
So I was the same way where I knew I didn't like Try, but I think on the podcast I've stated before, yeah, the first like one or two movies aren't really that bad. Like I can even enjoy them to an extent. As it turns out, I was gaslighting myself. I fucking hated this. So I don't
Liked it
know.
more the first time around.
It's I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a much fresher memory of actual adventure in O2 going into it this time, but like, god damn. Or maybe it's just because I'm like almost 10 years older. I was fucking like 18 when these things came out.
I just a lot of it is also probably like I'll trust, I'll see where this goes, but you
hmm
know how it goes.
Yeah, but yeah, now I know how it goes. Um, oh god, I was gonna say something else. Right, no, Yuki, you saying
Hmm.
try our movies for people who vaguely remember Digimon Adventure is weirdly like super what this feels like.
Yeah, because that's basically just how I feel about this movie. Like, genuinely hate this because anytime I try to think about it, none of that shit makes sense.
Oh god.
Any plot point you try to tie that to the original series does not make sense. This is for this movie is for people that vaguely remember stuff about like watching it as a kid. If you try to put any actual thought to this, nothing's gonna come out of it. You're just gonna end up getting angry. Oh shit, I'm angry because I thought about it.
Oh no, it's happening.
Fucking
Dude,
Goblin.
I'm just glad we're in the first movie. If you guys had me on for later ones, I'd be way more livid.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd never happen. Anyway, uh,
Hey, wait a minute.
so someone's keeping track of all the Digidestined. That's pretty much all we get from this little cutaway here. They got like their names and general locations marked. So,
It's pretty cool that they have Iori listed there twice.
did they really?
Yes,
Oh my god. I didn't even see that.
he's so cool they listed him there twice. Unfortunately, he's dead twice.
Yeah, yeah, he died.
Rest in peace.
So at this point, I wrote down a note. I'll give this movie points for actually giving Taichi darker skin consistently. Feels like it's lacking in other stuff because that's true. Throughout this movie, they do actually have Taichi's like skin tone be significantly darker than basically all the other characters, which is something I felt like other Digimon media kind of doesn't
Forgot
do.
about.
Yeah, because like he's like outdoors and active a lot, so obviously he has like the like I think
More
his skin
tan.
tone is just darker by natural, but like yeah, he's like obviously supposed to be more tan and everything.
Especially because he's a soccer player. Like he's just
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
all the time too.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's a lot. He's not like just at least for he's not like bone white in like Kizuna, but he's a lot paler than he is in other stuff.
Yeah. Which like by the time of Kizuna, I can almost chalk that up as an intentional decision because at that point he's basically stopped playing. Yeah, but we'll get into that.
Hmm.
Anyway, Mako shows up the first time right now. Mako, my singular last bastion of things about Try I like.
Yeah,
Mako
that's oof.
in a vacuum. I need to hyper specify Mako, isolate her. Awesome. Love
Because
Mako.
although it's funny, because like the moment you because like speaking of like the romance thing from earlier, immediately they're already like pushing. Oh, she's probably got like a crush on Taichi or something.
Boy howdy.
Look forward
Like
to
Oh.
the future.
literally, like she's moving into like an apartment near Taichi, and he sees her, and he just goes like nods at her to say hello, and she's already like blushing and like trying to not look directly at him, and it's like really
Oh
just
yeah.
right in there. All right.
Oh yeah. It this is something like that's pervasive throughout all of like Digimon and adventure content. They are so weird about pairing Taichi with someone. In original adventure, they're like playing with the whole Sora thing, kind of. It's more of a dub thing, but regardless. In Try, they do this whole thing where apparently they are actually pushing that aspect, but also now Mako gets involved. And then in Reboot, it's Mimi for some fucking reason. But we'll talk about that when we get to Reboot.
Ugh.
Don't worry, you won't be here without Yuki. Or maybe you
Huh.
will. Who fucking
If
knows?
you wa-
That's gonna be in like 2 years.
if you want to.
I'll fucking do anything at this point.
Don't do that to
Oh,
yourself,
awesome.
dog.
Okay, so Yuki's now a permanent fixture of the Try episodes at the very
Oh
least. Can
Lord.
look forward to that, everybody. I said I'd have a guest on every episode. I just lied about it being different every time. It's fine. There are other people who already said they would be guests, so we'll have 5 people per episode. Yay.
Neat.
Anywho, but yeah, Mako, love Mako. So the scene that happens afterward, where like Taichi is like going to his soccer game, and he finally texts Sora like an hour before it starts. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I have a soccer game at 2 p.m. if you feel like coming by." And like it cuts to her freaking out in her room because she's like, "Why did these two fucking morons wait until the last
I-
minute to tell me they
I-
had something going on?"
I genuinely think this might be my favorite scene Sora's ever had.
Yes, it is. It is one of it's the best scene in this movie, and it's probably the best scene Sora's ever been in. It's a really good scene.
Like like it's her like obviously she's like kind of like still into them both, so she's like but also just those fucking idiots just constantly like not telling me anything. Oh, but am I dressed right? Oh, do I look okay? Oh, do I have time to make it to both of these?
It's
Oh,
like, oh,
damn.
if Yamato plays first, I'm never gonna make it after the game. Maybe I could go watch them first and then go to. It's like, she starts
Suppose she
fucking.
just sits down and just goes, you know what? Fuck the both of them. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah,
And then looks at
No,
and then
that'd be
look and,
rude.
and then looks at the clock and goes, "Oh God, I gotta go."
yeah, it's great. My God, Sora with characterization. I thought it wasn't possible anymore.
Well, try can do one thing, right? Congratulations.
Yay! Anyway, I think, yeah, Sora calls up Koshiro, right?
Yes, it's Sora,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I guess she's, like, wanting advice or something.
Yeah, and also her fucking clock is freaking out, so she's, like, asking him about that. And he's currently at dinner with his parents, or lunch, I guess, at this point, because it's, like, 1 PM. And, like, he says something,
In
and he's
another
clearly
language.
speaking a different language. I think it's French. I'm
Yeah, I think
almost
it's
positive.
French, and she's like, "Why are you speaking English?"
Yes. It's just like, "Sora, come on. Come on."
And for some reason, instead of just saying, I can't really speak, I'm with family," he just starts making up bullshit about the internet changing his language.
Yeah, like, I do not understand what, like,
Is he embarrassed to say he's having dinner with his parents?
I
No,
do
because he
not
told
know. Yeah, he told Taichi.
He told Taichi earlier.
it has to be something to do with he just can't talk to girls right now, because he also was talking about, like, the clothing store clerks or something.
Oh god, that's right. Ugh.
He It's probably something to do with that, and it just doesn't get explained.
It
It just
really awkward
it's like
scene.
it's supposed to be a joke, obviously, but it's like I'm so confused by it that I'm not laughing.
It's- So we cut to Yamato at his concert. He's wearing a fucking Union Jack on his shirt, which I thought was the funniest thing in the world.
You gotta know he's part of a cool indie band.
Yeah, they gotta be one of them British rock bands like the Beatles.
And Takaru's there, and he's wearing a fedora.
The worst fucking outfit I've ever fucking seen.
My literal next note in all caps: Takaru, your outfit is so shit. God.
The
This is
fucking
ass.
suit,
Give my boy his bucket hat back, man.
the suit jacket, the fedora, the like thin scarf.
Why did go to fucking Takaru for fashion help, dog?
Well, you see, because he saw Takaru dressing well, and
You don't really see lots of, like, I'm going to assume Hikari is correct when she says, like, oh, just a lot of girls just seem to be into Takaru for some reason.
They love
yeah.
his autistic swag.
I want what he
Like,
has.
it's so funny because they constantly push like Takaru as like the fashionable one and kind of a ladies' man, but unfortunately, whoever does the character designs has no idea what like good fashion looks like, so he
Thank
always looks like shit.
I'm forever grateful for for the outfits he has in the beginning. I
Oh my
really
god.
like it. It's like the first time he's looked good since the original.
It's like they got at someone to be like, okay, please, for the love of God, tell us what people thought looked good in 2012. Actually, fuck it. What looks good now? We'll just go with that.
He was just ahead of the time.
But oh my, it's so funny because every outfit he's in looks like total garbage. And he's in several. Ugh. Anyway,
I would have
Kuwagamon
thought
interrupts the soccer game. And Taichi just chases after it. Fuck the soccer game. Not important right now. There's a bug.
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 I too would chase. I would ditch a soccer game for a cool bug.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, I
no.
wouldn't go after Kuwagamon though.
But it's a big bug.
Kuwagamon's a cool
Well,
bug.
Yeah, he's a cool
Like,
it's
bug.
not.
but that
He's a
big
cool
bug could
bug.
kill me though.
Yeah, but these ones were
Oh.
evil.
Maybe he could
There
be
can
your
be-
friend.
I don't have my like Oomphy dinosaur with me. I wouldn't chase after him.
That's true. Taichi
You could
probably
have an
should have.
oofy bug with you.
If I had Oomphy dinosaur with me, yeah, I would. It's like, hey, let's go fuck up that bug.
Let's
You
go
wouldn't
kill
even.
that fucking thing.
Wow.
Let's go kill it.
This. I'm learning a new side of you.
No,
At some point,
I've
Takaru starts.
unfortunately been like this.
At some point, Takaru starts calling his friends to cancel because, like, yeah, there's a
One by
Kuwagamon.
one.
Yeah, and like Yamato's like, "Oh, was that a girl you were inviting?" And Takaru says something along the lines of, "Don't worry, bro. I'll always love you the most." And it's like, why? Why would you say that? What a very weird thing to say. I don't know.
And yeah, and he's like, dude, don't mess around like that. It's not
I was like,
funny.
dude, that was weird. Don't say that.
Stop,
Bro,
stop it.
can you not today, not now, man. Can you not?
There might be people listening and they'll think it's weird.
Really, dude? In front of my drummer? Really?
Kuwagamon is straight up destroying stuff. Like we're seeing like cars and buildings get fucking like just kind of
Right.
ruined, which is interesting.
Man,
Is
I'm
there
really glad they went
Hmm?
the abandoned warehouse district.
I mean, it's not even this time. There are like people running from their cars as they get fucking
It's fine, don't
pulverized.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. They're not dead.
They
Don't worry about it.
sorry, when they were animating this, the abandoned warehouse district was actually taken up by Kamen Riders.
Ah, fuck.
Well-
We can't animate that location because people are filming in the real physical place.
Yeah,
Oh, no
they would.
wonder they
If you try to do that, they'd be in the frame. Like you can't do that. They just kind of show up there.
Yeah. Like, if
You,
you were watching,
you
like
animate backgrounds by showing up there with a fucking canvas.
Yeah.
listen, you don't wanna watch Digimon Adventure Try and suddenly see Kamen Rider Wizard in the background, like, that'd just be fucking weird.
It's like, is that a fucking wizard?
Oh my god.
Oh shit, is that a common writer?
I forget where it is. There's like a random cut, like a scene ends, and then at the end of it, it just cuts to like some like background shot where you just see like, I think it's Meikumon just running around,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, is that a goblin?
Oh my god, did you fucking see that? So, Yuki, no.
Hmm.
Like what you said about people not getting hurt, and like, yeah, no, it's fine. Like this is the abandoned warehouse district, no one got hurt. That's actually kind of one of the big problems with this movie. Is that nobody gets hurt.
This movie
And
sucks so
then-
much, dude. This shit's ass.
But-
God damn. No, fuck. Why didn't I use that? This shit's so ass for a media thread. Fuck.
Oh, well, I have to put this on my media thread. You're right.
I was debating if I just do it once or just do it when it's all done.
Ah,
I want to
I'm
put
gonna
every
do that
single
for- I'm gonna
individual
do
one
that
on
for
here.
every
yeah,
single
sure,
one.
why
Fuck
not?
it.
Gotta pad out that media thread.
Anyway.
But yeah, we'll get to the reason why no one gets hurt is kind of like the biggest reason this movie sucks shit. But oh, actually, it's gonna be really soon. So Sora's looking at her. I wrote a note specifically about Sora having the Pyomon wallpaper. I really like it. It's cute.
It's like, how'd you get that?
I
Did
need you
draw
to.
that?
She's like, she went online and she's like, I'm commissioning an artist to draw my OC.
Is this your like, you're a furry.
Is that your fucking persona?
No, we're friends.
That's cringe.
No, actually, it's just like a cartoonification of my bird.
It's my. Ooh, don't worry.
So this movie did something really interesting, which is I think they managed to make Kuwagamon genuinely kind of a little intimidating looking. He's like really sharp and kind of hulking in this movie. I really like the way it's depicted. It was good. And him actually like
Kuwagamon's
blowing up
cool.
our buildings and shit is, you know.
It's
Like-
it's a little scary.
I think because like obviously like Kuwagamon's a bug, so like the way it like attacks things, it's like it's flying around and then swoops at stuff. But
Yeah.
I feel like 1 and 02 were never really able to show that off super well because if you know how like stiff and
Yeah.
limited the animation tends to be. Like even though like this one looks rough, it's generally got much like more fluid animation. So like it just kind of looks like, oh shit, this thing is like circling around me. It's gonna just drop on me and cut me to bits.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a very good job of like the physicality of like Kawagamon's attacks and everything. Real good. Oh, okay. So at this point, Taichi takes in his surroundings. And we see a destroyed, like, suspended walkway and a bag someone dropped as they were running. It was like a mother and her child. We
Yeah,
saw
it was
them run away.
A bag
drop-
of shopping and a broken phone.
Yes. I hope you like these two still frames because oh my fucking god, you are going to see them 100 times in the next 40 minutes of runtime. So he like looks around and he focuses on these two things and freezes up for some reason, like, at this point, I was like, my note is just Taichi's worried about collateral damage, I think. Like, I'm not really sure what exactly his problem right now is.
Yeah, because it's also like right now he doesn't have like the power to do anything about it.
Yeah. Like, well, he considers reaching for his Digivice, and then he doesn't. And, like, it's
And it,
just it's really fucking weird. This thing with Taichi that they're doing is so bad, and it only gets worse as the movie goes on, especially, like, when we get toward the end, when it gets, like, really bad and makes literally 0 sense. He takes the initiative and he gets on his bike and he leads Kuwagamon into, like, a more empty field, taking it away from where there could potentially be people. Reasonable, makes sense. I don't know what his
Mhm.
plan was from this point, but Kuwagamon completely destroys his bike. Like, literally, like, his bike falls over, and then Kuwagamon lands on the bike specifically for some reason. Goes out
fuck
of his
your
way.
bike.
He's a spiteful creature.
Taichi's about to die, and Agumon finally shows up.
Wh- Why are you white?
What? Why are you white?
It's like,
He's so pale.
yeah, and like I'm pretty sure, like if I remember correctly, like and later on, he doesn't look this pale.
Yeah.
But
It
so just when he shows up, he is like a super like light yellow, like bone white.
it's a very strange coloration on him when he shows up. Taichi says you've shrunk, which I think is funny.
Because yeah, he's like, oh, you've grown so big, and you got smaller.
Obviously Taichi's like, okay, Digivolve, we're not fucking around. So Greymon, we get Braveheart, yay! And then a fight starts happening. And it's a
That's probably
fight.
my favorite. That's probably my
It's a good
favorite.
fight.
Like, that's probably my favorite part of the movie. To be honest, it was a
Yeah.
really cool fight.
Yeah,
None
no,
of the
like the
characters
fight.
had to talk.
Yeah, the fight's cool, but unfortunately, there's not much more we can say about the fight other than it's a cool fight. It's well
Yeah,
animated.
there's like a good like quarter, maybe a third of this movie is like a fight.
Yeah, and the fights look really, really good.
That
They
is all
start
that was
going,
happening.
yeah, they start going through portals and shit. At one point, they fall onto and break off a cliff because, I get it. It's just like the first episode of Adventure, and then
There's
they
like
wind up. Mhm.
there's like a part where they're fighting like the Digivolve dimension.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's weird because
it's like
they
an
never explain it.
yeah, it's
I
like
Like
assume it's
all
just
the other
like
shit in this movie.
I
It's
assume it's just
probably
like a space in between type
Yeah.
thing.
it's probably related to the whole shit like Koshiro was talking about later, where he's like, it's not actually a real gate to the digital world. It's like some sort of space distortion or something, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, yeah, that's what it is. I assume it's just like the internet or some shit.
Weird in between thing.
I don't think it's like I'll give them that. I don't think that's supposed to be more than
No,
just
yeah,
they're in the cyberspace or
yeah,
whatever.
just a cool visual. Makes sense. So yeah, they eventually wind up at Haneda Airport, which Taichi wonders how the fuck is he gonna get there.
He looks at his fucking bike. Were you gonna fucking bike all the way to Haneda Airport, you stupid motherfucker?
Uber doesn't exist yet. I can't use
He,
it.
he thinks he dice skating.
So as he sees the fact that they're fighting at the airport, he then flashes back to those 2 fucking frames again because he's really fixated on, I guess, collateral damage.
Ah,
And
fuck
like,
that broken phone.
yeah, it's like, okay, I think the intention was he was worried about other people in the real world getting hurt. That makes the most sense. However, there's a small issue with that. Nobody gets hurt ever.
Yeah, and the other cast doesn't give a shit.
Like, we don't see anyone get hurt. The news reports that there were no serious injuries after the fact. Like, it's just collateral damage. That's the only thing that ever happened. It's so fucking weird. They honestly should have just bit the bullet and had that fucking mother die. She should have been crushed by a rock.
Whoa, dude.
Like, at that point, yes, 100% it would make sense for Taichi to be like, I don't want to start causing destruction because I watched someone fucking die, dude. But no.
Like, especially when like in Adventure 2, they go to the real world and Digimon are there and they attack shit. It's like it's a little late for that.
Like, because he's like, but someone could have gotten hurt.
It's like, yeah, okay. And if you just let these things run around, like, what's your plan here, dude? Well, it's bad if I'm the one that winds up hurting them, but if the bug does it, we can just pretend it wasn't our fault.
Okay, look, if I look the other way and that bug kills somebody, that's not on me.
Yeah.
Fucking fucked up ass trolley problem.
But if I get like really high, that bug, it's like that'd be like a really cool trip. And I don't have to worry about it.
I was thinking about summoning Greymon, but then I remembered those groceries and that broken phone.
If he
That
digivolved again, that could be 2
that's-
phones, man.
That phone wasn't insured.
I was about to say, think about how much of an inconvenience that's going to be for that mother. That's a day she has to spend getting more groceries and buying a new phone. What
It's
if
probably
she
a T-Mobile phone, dude? They're not gonna listen to, oh hey, a Digimon bug killed my phone. It's like, no, they're gonna make her pay at least $100 to get a new phone. How
Yeah.
is she gonna do that? You saw her. You saw her groceries. There were lays in there. She can't afford shit.
And she has a child. Think about the child. Nothing happened to the child. It was perfectly fine. But think about how scared it must have been seeing that phone get broken.
Meanwhile, the child, look, a big bug! Yay!
Yay! Oh God. Anyway, I'm mostly done harping on that. We'll bring it up again at the end because it fucking comes up again. But oh God. Oh, whoops! I accidentally scrolled really low in my notes. I went way too far ahead. Oh my God. Oh God, I took so many notes. Are we not even halfway through? Fuck my life,
No.
dude.
Yeah.
We're not even at
Stop
the airport
recapping
yet.
the-
Fuck. Okay, well, thankfully, the airport fight is just an airport. Oh, right. Taichi's teacher comes to pick him up, and he's in a suit and a black Humvee now.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Airport fight continues.
And he's
It's a-
obviously like part of like a government organization and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so fighting is happening. They're on their way to the airport. Taichi gets to the airport. Then he doesn't really talk to his teacher in the car at all. Aside from being like, what the fuck are you doing here?
And he just doesn't answer him.
Yeah. They get to the airport. Taichi's like, okay, I'm here. Greymon kind of gets rinsed, honestly. Like, he just gets fucking worked. At some point, Greymon earlier had mentioned the fact that there was
Yeah,
something
he's
wrong
like-
with the Kuwagamon. He's stronger.
Yeah, he's like, this is way. Yeah, he just had like, no, this is way stronger than when the first Kuwagamon we fought.
Mm-hmm. So, when all seems lost, the rest of the gang shows up. And by the rest of the gang, I mean all of the Digimon partners, but Mimi and Joe aren't here because Mimi was in America and Joe is...
Having the same plot line again.
Yeah, Joe is off in the, well, just do it again, dimension. So, Mimi, or Palmon is really upset that Mimi's not there. Which is really sad.
It's like, don't stop making me listen to sad Palmon, you
Yeah.
criminals.
It's really upsetting. And then Goemon's like, I'm gonna go find Joe and just fucks off.
And he's just going on, just leave.
I am now exiting the scene.
He's so real for that.
Honestly, yes.
If it sucks, hit the bricks!
So true. So true.
Except for we can't because we have to watch this.
Yeah, so everyone starts because there are 3 Kuwagamon now, by the way. Everyone starts evolving to their champion forms and starts, taking on the Kuwagamon. Garurumon takes on one. And then I believe it's Kabuterimon and Birdramon
Birdramon.
go after one. Which they like together, they just kind of work this fucking thing.
I like
They,
how Birdramon looks in this movie, where like it's
Yes.
actually on fire.
Yes, I did actually point out specifically that the soft glow effect they have on Birdramon in this movie looks really, really good. I like it a lot. Kabutarimon's colors are weird. Like,
Like,
rather than having, like,
he's
the
a lot.
gray, it's, like, pitch black.
Yeah.
Not sure what that was about, and I'm not sure if
Oh
it's even
yeah, for like
consistent.
oh yeah, they've got like new Digivolve sequences in this
Yes.
movie, and like they use like CG for it, and like I think for the most part it looks pretty nice,
Yeah.
except for Kawatarimon, he looks a little weird.
It looks
Yeah,
weird.
Cowaterimon looks not great.
He doesn't look like it's because it's like a very like soft, round CG style
Mhm.
looking like for the models, and like Kawatarimon's a big spiky bug, so
Yeah, very
looks a little odd for
gangly.
him.
Yeah. It's hard to get across, like, the weird sharp angles he's got. So I think at this point, we get the Angemon and Gatomon thing, and they knock a Kabuterimon out of the fucking sky, and you could see its wings got ripped off from the impact.
Except for the wings are still there after the fact.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's fine. They forgot.
Anyway, most important thing, Mimi actually flew back to Japan. She just did it.
She's so silly. I love her.
She
If you got
explains
the
why.
money, you got the money.
Yeah.
She explains why later, but for now it just seems really funny that she just was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll come over."
Yeah, I'll fucking fly to Japan for the soccer match. Why not? I missed it by several hours, but that's fine.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. So she gets picked up by the mysterious woman who we've seen brief snippets of, but like I don't think we know her name yet.
Yeah, no, she'd been talking to Daigo. That's the teacher's name.
Yeah. And as it turns out, Mimi has brought souvenirs for everyone because she is just the goat. The best to the
It's
end,
just
baby.
it's Fugummies.
Yeah, Fugami.
Fugumi.
So two of the Kuwagamon have been kind of like like destroyed. Their data kind of circles up into a portal and disappears. But the last one is beating Garurumon in the one-on-one fight. Yamato is trying to snap Taichi out of it because he's just like kind of
He's just sitting there hugging
He's lost.
Agumon.
yeah.
He's lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
I wish he was.
God, that'd be great. It'd be so much better. But then before the Kuwagamon has the chance to finish off Garurumon, a portal appears, a giant hand reaches out, grips it, and pulls it back in.
So I'm just like, damn, that's it. I was just like, damn,
Oh,
that was
get back in
crazy.
here.
Dinner's
Damn,
ready.
that's crazy.
Anyway,
So
you see that shit?
that was fucking wild. So Yamato was talking to Taichi and just kind of like trying to figure out what his problem is, like why he's being so like passive.
Hmm.
And it really feels like they were trying to do something else. Cause like he just keeps looking at like destroyed buildings. And it's just like, are you really that concerned about collateral damage? What the fuck is going on?
It feels really weird because like as they're just talking to each other, there's like a bunch of like I forget what I don't know remember they say what organizations, but there's a bunch of like guys in black suits like
Yeah.
around like you know c- c- cut, cut, you know sealing off the area, like clearly trying to get some like repair people in, like they've got it all locked down.
Yeah.
I think like Sora, someone goes like, "Oh, they're really good. They've really got this situation under control."
Hmm. So it's like, yeah, don't worry. No one got hurt. It, oh my god.
I think there's even a news report after this scene where
Yes.
they're like, "Thankfully, there were no injuries."
No serious injuries at all. And it's like, this almost feels like the original, like the first draft of this was way more like intense, like where maybe someone was dying or something. And like someone went in and was like, no, you cannot do that. Absolutely not.
It does that does kind of like at least from like what I've seen so far and like generally everything I've been told is like the vibe of Tri very much seems like they want to go for like a much like darker and like more somber Digimon story, but then they kind of just like got cold feet and really toned back a bunch of that stuff.
Oh yeah, they
And there's like
super walked it
remnants
back.
of it throughout,
Yeah.
so it
It
just feels weird.
Because like every time Taichi is flashing back to those two images that he constantly flashes back to, I found myself thinking, why does a singular destroyed suspended walkway and a broken phone impact you this greatly. There is nothing particularly special about this. Like,
Like, when I first saw that bit happen, like, when he looked like when it, like, sat like, lingered on the suspended bridge, the shot's kinda similar to the bit in the first movie, like, the original movie, where Greymon shows up and fights
yeah.
Parrotmon, because it looks a lot like that, like the shot there where he's, like, broken and, like, knocked out under the bridge, so I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, is he like, oh god, something like this is happening again?" And it's like, no, he's really just caught up in the whole idea of collateral damage.
I like how for the
It's
longest time I gaslit myself into thinking, "Oh yeah, someone died," and I watched this like a few days ago. And wait, no, no one died.
No, because then it
Wait,
would
no.
this
make
is stupid.
sense.
This is
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
If Taichi actually watched people die, Try
Not
would
even
yeah, just even get
or
seriously injured.
yeah, literally just like, oh, like someone gets hurt, and then he's like, oh, I have to like, he's like even if they didn't die, if he's like he sees someone get buried under some rubble and he has to like dig them out.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Okay." So now he's just like, "Oh my god. Oh my god, having these things fight in the real world might get actual people hurt. Like, this is terrifying." Yes, that
And
makes
like,
sense, and instantly this movie becomes, like, significantly better. But no, he's just really worried about some building is getting damaged.
cause like there's a bit he says later on, if you don't mind if I just say it
Yeah, good.
now,
Yeah, it's fine.
where he basically just says something like there's a bit where he's having a conversation with Yamato, and like they're taught. He's like, Yamato's like, "Why the hell are you acting like this? You never had this problem before." And he basically just like, I forget the exact thing Taichi says, but it's basically just like, "I'm older now. I'm more aware of this stuff. I'm not that kind of person anymore."
Mhm.
Like I guess they're trying to go for like, "Oh, you're more mature. You're more mindful of this type of shit." But even then, I think it just is like it still just doesn't make any sense.
Taichi grabs Yamato by the shoulders. "Yamato, you don't understand. All of these roadways being destroyed is going to hurt businesses' bottom lines. People aren't going to be able to go to work, Yamato."
Fucking sellout.
I more mean in the whole thing of like being a kid, just like you're maybe just a little less aware of like people's mortality and stuff like that.
No,
I think
yeah.
that's what they're going for, but like I just don't think it works.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you that that's probably what they were trying to do, but, like, because of the way they go about it, it really feels just like he's really worried about those poor buildings.
But they
Dude,
didn't
this
have
thing
it.
ruined my commute to school. I have to take an extra 20 minutes now. Come on.
But they clearly were they got cold feet on like the idea of like having Taichi see someone die or get horribly injured.
Yeah. So fucking weird. I'm not going to like, I don't want them to do this because, like, stop doing adventure shit. But I would have liked, like, nowadays, no. But, like, maybe rather than have made Reboot, I think I would have liked it if they had tried to do, like, try to go back and do Try Again, but not, like, do what they wanted to do instead of what we got. Probably would have been better than fucking.
I mean, yeah, I think it's called Kizuna.
Well, you know what? Fair enough. Oh god. So after they're done, like, after Taiji kind of snaps out of it, Mimi finally shows up and Palma makes a bunch of exciting
The
giggling and
the no-
noises,
the
and it's
little
wonderful. Yay!
squeal Palmon makes when she sees Mimi is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
God, I love those two so much. So they all pile into the car, and for some reason Agumon's got shades on. I don't really know why, but I felt the need to point it out.
Probably just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
One
And
of one of the one of the fucking guys in suits was like, "Oh my god, that's Agumon. I'm such a big fan."
oh my god, you're like famous. Here, do you want my sunglasses? Oh my god, they look so cute on you. Oh, here's where I have the note. Oh, right, they were doing this in this movie too. Fucking Koshiro Mimi thing. So this is when we get the first, like, this is what they're doing. Because I think she, like, tries to talk to him and he's clearly just like, oh, oh.
And
And
she's like, "Oh, am I so Are you He's like, "Was I'm so pretty now? You can't think straight."
mhm.
Like, it's funny because like I feel like Baby's like as far as like this whole romance thing, I think Baby's the only part where it doesn't annoy me because she's clearly just like having
She's
fun
fucking
with it.
around.
Yeah, Mimi is still Mimi. Would you believe it?
I I will at least say like kosher still feels like kosher, even
Yes,
if like
that's
the whole
true.
thing with Mimi just kind of feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and Koshiro is still like perfectly in character. And I can't really say much about everyone who's not Taichi or Yamato because they don't say or do enough for me to really have an opinion about their characters right now.
I will say Yamato still feels like Yamato to me. It's more just
Yeah.
what he's having to work with Taichi
Yeah.
is stupid.
Yeah. It's kind of hard
Because that
when,
does feel like a very Yamato reaction to me
yeah,
anyway.
I would say like for the most part, like I can't even say for the most part. Like Yamato, Kojiro, and Mimi definitely still feel like they're in character. Sora didn't
Yeah.
have a character, so it doesn't matter. Um Hikari and Tagaru, fucking who knows what they were doing with them anyway. And Joe, they're just like, just school. Bye. So, And then Taichi is oh, oh boy.
I can't help you with the giant bug monster. I gotta go through my 50th entrance exam, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Speaking of, Gomon shows up at Joe's window. Very cute.
I know Leon pop big for this. Hello
It's the sort.
gays.
It's the source of my favorite gif.
And
Where is
Fucking
it? Where the
hello
fuck
hello
is
gays.
it?
gays.
There it is. He's
Uh,
so shaped.
yeah. So Joe is very happy to see Gomon, which is nice.
He's
And
also very surprised because
yeah.
like he's only had like an inkling of like what's been going on,
Yeah, he's
and so
actively
he's
avoiding thinking about it. Like anytime he sees the
Yeah.
news, he's like off.
Yeah, or people start sending him messages, he turns off his phone. I think later on there's a flashback where you see they tried to like a bunch of like people in suits tried to get him to come to the airport and he just ignored them.
Yeah. Joe wants nothing to fucking do with this.
Which I find really fucking stupid, by the way. I
Yeah,
like really the government would just let the kid go.
not only that, but it's also wildly out of character for Joe to just
he's
like
literally like
his
the fuck
his
off.
whole thing what his whole thing was about being responsible.
so funny. It's
Really?
just
You
like
guys are bothering me about Kuwagamon? Really?
I've got exams, dude.
Oh,
My
there's three
exams
of
are
them? Cool. War Greymon's right over there. Leave me alone.
okay, but for real, why didn't
I good fucking question.
That's
Did
like,
it did it
It's
didn't
in
did,
my notes. Yeah, there it is. You saw Greymon lose. Why didn't you at least go to war to Where Garurumon, you fucking idiot?
and like they show later in the movie they can just do that.
Yeah, because like I was like, are they? Because like I know this thing has like a lot of spite towards Zero Two. Are they just gonna ignore the fact that they can't use their crests anymore? I was like, oh no, they remembered. They're still like they got the blessing of Azulonmon.
Yeah. So they could just do that normally now. And then it's just like no, they just fuck it, they
Didn't
just
do it.
didn't. Dumbasses.
God.
The next morning, we wake up to a newscast, and my note is just "No one died, though," in all caps.
This okay. So this is like the other
Dude.
thing that I thought was like the
Yes.
dumbest fucking part of this
Yes.
OVA.
I'm so happy you also took huge issue with this news broadcast specifically.
Like, okay, so after they explain like, oh, there was some like creatures, like even even though most yeah, I know like there was the whole thing where
Yeah.
Gamma erased information, but a lot of people saw that from a few
Mhm.
years ago. They should know. Oh, those are the Digimon or those things from like the Odaiba incident or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like that, and all these people are just and there's all these like news like interviews like with like people like citizens, and they're all just like, oh, these creatures, they're nothing but trouble. We need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Oh, because in the dub, they just straight up say Digimon.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. I didn't expect dubism to show up in fucking Try of all things, but yeah, no. People aren't supposed to know about Digimon yet.
Like they mentioned that some people do, but like most people don't.
Yeah.
And like they're just like, oh, these creatures need to just go away, all of them. They're just causing all this destruction, and
Yeah.
and like even like Agumon and them, like there's no like distinction. It's just all of them. They're all just mindless monsters.
Yeah, because like the news broadcast calls them a fucking menace, and I'm just like, okay, like yes, the interview with normal people who were just like, yeah, those monsters and dinosaurs showed up, and it was really scary, and a bunch of bad stuff happened.
What
Like that is a perfectly reasonable reaction for fucking Joe Schmo to have to watching two monsters fight at an airport.
Yeah, I saw a dinosaur fight like
but
not too long ago, and like a
but
guitar
this
riff
is like
happened for whatever reason.
but this is like the 10th time this has happened. People should know when the Digimon is good and the Digimon is bad.
Yeah, and also the news broadcast being like, they're a fucking menace to society. It's like, even in the real world, people don't talk like that. Like,
It's
that's
like
That's
all I
just the
could
fucking guy from Spider-Man.
it's
all I could think of is like and like all those like Michael Bay Transformers movies where like it's always just like, oh, these like robots, they're all out to get us, they're all just causing destruction, and it's like even like all the Autobots and stuff like that.
yeah.
Dude, if they make another adventure sequel and it's just, oh hey, they have their own J. Jonah Jameson, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Fuck. Those Digimon are a menace.
I need pictures of Agumon.
I'm always saying
That's
this.
not Agumon, that's Greymon! Fuck off!
You wouldn't know the difference between a Betamon and a Madoki Betamon.
You ever notice how Agumon and Greymon are never in the same place?
Actually, I think that would be a good spin-off. Can we do that instead?
I'm telling you, Parker, there's a guitar riff every time.
I can hear it. Oh my god. I think the funniest thing was because like I said, the interviews were like perfectly reasonable reactions to seeing like dinosaurs fight and shit. And Taiji's sitting there like, how could they say that about them? It's like, dude, two monsters just like blew up some cars. Like, people are gonna be scared. Like, yes, the news broadcast being like, they're a fucking menace and they need to be gone is one thing, but normal people just being like, it was really scary is like, come on,
Yeah, but
dude.
even like some of the interviews are like all these
Yeah.
like all the like there's no like distinction. It's just it doesn't make any sense. Why are
Mhm.
we doing the all there's no like all Digimon are evil and scary thing now?
Yeah, it's fucking all over the place. So they get to school and like Taichi and Yamato are walking around. They overhear someone saying, yeah, my dad was hospitalized. And it's like, I thought there were no serious injuries. What the fuck do you mean he was hospitalized? Like,
Like,
yeah,
why
I
couldn't
guess,
we have seen that guy?
yeah, like if people were getting hospitalized, you should have fucking showed that. More importantly, Mako though. Mako is now part of the classroom. She's transferring into oh, I think Mimi shows up at some point and she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
I'm attending school now." Also, there's this new girl who's transferring in. She's a second year, and she like hides behind Mimi.
Oh yeah, I think I don't remember if I might have blacked out on that part. Like earlier, Mimi's also like, yeah, I came here because my dad had some work things, so I'm
Yeah,
staying for a while.
yeah. And everyone's just like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
And she gives everyone fruit gummies.
Yeah, Vugami. So yeah, Mako winds up being in Taichi and Sora's class. And the entire time she like gives her little intro, and it's just dead silent, which is really weird. And then as she's walking to her desk, which is beside Taichi, he's just staring at her the entire time. And I'm just like, Taichi, dude, come on. You don't just stare at, but like, dude, no, okay. You're gonna wait until she
And
sits down and then you'll stop looking at her.
and she's just like constant like blushing and being like, oh god, oh Taichi.
Ugh, it's so, oh god.
Laying it on thick.
Oh yeah.
Like I actually like when she sees Mimi and like when they see Mimi and Mako earlier, like 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 they speak to Mimi and then they see Mako and then she just kind of gets all embarrassed and then walks away.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll be real. I think they could have done something with this.
Yeah, I just
Like if,
think it's very we're
yeah,
just rushing right into it.
oh yeah, no, they waste no fucking time to be like, yeah, no, she's super into Taichi for some fun. So again, Taichi and Yamato are just walking around. They overhear some more students, and one of them is basically just like, I hope they hurry up and just die already. Talking about the Digimon. I hope they all fucking die. And then, like, Taichi's
Yamato's
about
like,
to-
I'll fucking get him.
I could fucking kill him right now.
I'm gonna kill him. Oh my god, it's so funny. Like,
And the two students are like, the hell are you staring at?
yeah. So I think the biggest reason why, like, the way other people talk about the Digimon bothers me so much is because it's like a parody. It's like something like people do not talk like this unless of you're talking about someone who's like super like fucking like hyper right winger and neo-Nazi types. People don't talk like this. This isn't how normal people have conversation. It's so off-putting when they do this. Like, they're a fucking menace to society. I hope they all die. It's like, whoa, chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
It's
but you
like,
don't get it. Destroyed phone,
you're
and they
right.
suck.
I'm sorry. They broke a plane. They should all die.
If they broke an actual plane, that would be like.
No, yeah, they didn't even
That
break the plane.
sucks.
They avoided the plane somehow.
I think they broke one of the engines, maybe.
That's really expensive, dude. The airport's gonna have to pay a lot. The airline's gonna have to pay a lot of money for that. Think about that. Think about the financial burden that is placing on people. We're gonna get taxed. Maybe. Anyway, they all meet up except Joe. He shows up later, I think. No, actually, does he show up? Is he the last one to show up and then they all start having the conversation? Because he does show up. I forget if it's after the fact, though.
I want to say like halfway through it.
Hold on, wait. Let me wait for the note. Okay, yeah, it's after. Because Kotaro explains everything beforehand. Because he's like, okay, there's like a bunch of things that are happening. The digital gate has been closed for a year. They cannot access it. The Digivices, seemingly specifically the D3s, have been like malfunctioning or not working right. There was radio disturbance in Odaiba, which caused a like cascade of other issues. And now space is being distorted and new gates are appearing, and the Digimon that are coming through these gates are mutated in some way. Those are like the major points of the conversation. He like his little like spiel explanation. And then I believe it's Yamato and Taichi start arguing. And the funniest part about this scene is Koshiro is still talking in the background while everyone else is ignoring him and having an argument. Which is extremely funny. But yeah, basically they relitigate the conversation about, oh, why are you so afraid? Like, what's your problem? And they just kind of keep asking Taichi that. I don't think he actually gives any kind of answer.
Nope.
Master at avoiding the question.
Why aren't you saying anything?
He keep-
Sorry, I'm having a pointless flashback. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he does in fact flash back to that fucking phone again. But it's different this time because the airport is also involved. There's even more collateral damage he's worried about.
You don't get it, man. That's $50 a month.
So, yeah, basically everyone decides I'm leaving. Like, Yamato storms off, Takaru goes to keep with him. Taichi also says he wants to storm off, and Hikari goes with him. So I believe it's just Koshiro and Mimi and Sora that are left.
And Joe.
And Joe.
And, well, this is when Joe shows up, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, oh my god, hi, Joe. Oh my god, like, it's so good to see you and everything. And he
no,
mentioned...
Joe shows up at the start because there's a bit where they're talking about like the news report and they're just like, oh, they're just like Joe and I think Kosho are like getting really mad about like media the way media twists information or some shit like that.
That's right. Sorry. I thought he showed up later because the important thing he says is after this whole thing happens.
Yeah, and then because he isn't really saying much, yeah, and then at the end he's like, well, actually, yeah, you said.
Yeah, he's like, I've been so busy lately, I don't even have time for my girlfriend. At which point
Yeah, no,
everyone's
this-
like, huh? What? Hello? What?
Yeah,
You
this
have
is
a girlfriend?
Yeah, this is the part where like if they were always like this expressive for the goofy bits, though, I think they'd all hit way better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like Koshiro goes all bug-eyed, and everyone else
Yeah.
is like, "What?"
Is she even human? Is one of the questions they ask. Okay,
I have
so
the right to find love. What's wrong?
crackpot theory time. Are you guys ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Now,
Mhm.
wait, Yuki, you're the only one who's actually seen Try before, right?
Yep.
Okay. Joe's girlfriend is never actually shown, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So, do you guys remember at the end of Revenge of Diaboromon?
Or the girl with the bike.
Yes, I think it's her because they are standing together after the fact watching the big celebration. I legitimately think it's
Oh.
supposed to be her.
No.
No
Yeah.
fucking way.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's totally what it is.
God.
They can do research for that, but not for the proper series itself to not make shit movies.
Like, this is 100% me just being like, yeah, no, this is totally what it is, right? But who fucking knows? Maybe not. I remember I had this thought while I was watching Revenge of Diaboromon because I remembered this bit with Joe's mysterious girlfriend from Try. And I was like, oh, this will be really funny to bring up during Try. The fact that, like, for some reason they were just hanging out after the fact. Yeah, no. I think I'm right. No.
I believe in you.
So the girls decide to have a little bit of a girls' night segment and hang out afterward. Palmon is waiting for them there in her little disguise, which is fucking wonderful. And also,
It's not quite reggae Palmon, but
no, unfortunately. But Piomon and Tailmon are also there, and rather than wearing disguises, they're just acting like the animal they are,
pew pew.
which is really, really funny. I remember every day on my way to work, I passed by the giant 3-foot tall pink bird.
Yeah, it's native to Japan.
They're getting like okonomiyaki. or
Yeah,
whatever.
girls' night. That's it. Yeah, they have a girls' night. That's really it. They talk about boys. Specifically, they're like pressuring Sora to just choose already, which is like, man, fucking come on.
02 didn't happen. It's fine.
Yep. Like, yeah, they're just like we saw the epilogue. Why are you doing this?
02 didn't happen, and the 02 kids died. Don't worry about it.
So true. They ask Piomon what her type is.
I started pause, because like I assume they translated it, like this joke had to be localized a little bit. So she's like they start talking about like a handsome like boy
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's like what about so the Digimon don't really get the idea of handsome.
Yeah.
So like someone says like, "Oh, what about headsome?" And I think Bio1 says, I'm more of a footsome kind of girl."
Like, shut up! Stop!
Okay, yeah, because they changed it to oh, which one do you find handsome? Oh, I think one of them is Foxy, and then Gatomon just goes, I'm more of a Lynxy type of person.
Oh my fucking god. You know what? That joke works better.
Yeah,
Anyway.
she's a cat.
Yeah. Anyway, Mako is outside the window briefly. So I typed another all caps Mako note. Every time she shows up, I type that note and I put more O's on it, by the way.
How many O's are we on?
We are at one full, like a full line of O's at this point. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
third note. Yeah, no, it's just like it's not like just one extra one, it's several extra. Finally, like, so the next day, Taichi and Yamato go to talk to Daigo, who's their teacher, who is actually a government
No,
agent.
it's that evening. It's the same
Oh,
evening.
it's the same evening? Okay,
Yeah, because they talk about how he wasn't there at school.
gotcha.
No, they go to see the teacher before the meeting under the bridge or something.
Yes,
No,
yeah,
do they?
yeah. Because
Yeah,
Taichi
'cause
goes,
that's
yeah,
what they
I
mentioned.
it's like, yeah, I wasn't the guy. Teacher wasn't there. Couldn't
No,
text
maybe
him.
it is after.
Because yeah,
No,
I
it
mean,
is
my
after.
note
They
is
have
way,
the fight, and
yeah.
then they meet up again after, and then they tell everyone the day after.
Yeah, because like, yeah, they both meet up in front of the door, and like they're clearly still like, oh, why are you here?
Oh.
Why are you here?
They're a little awkward about it.
Yeah. So yeah, they talk to Daigo, and he gives them his fucking paragraph long job description. It basically just means he investigates Digimon. That's his job. And
And
then
it's like
I think that's like their entire conversation. I don't think it's really. Oh
yeah,
no, he talks about Genai, doesn't he?
he mentions that they like we were got our information on Digimon from a guy named Genai. Do you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, and then like, oh, we know that name. And then he's like, and he basically says like, oh yeah, we used up until this point we were able to deal with the Digimon because they were small threats, but they've gotten way more dangerous, so we're gonna need your help.
That's right. He also refers to them specifically as infected Digimon.
Yeah,
They are infected by something. And then yeah, he brings up Genai and all that stuff.
Coming
and
up
then
with my favorite
Yamato,
line.
and then
Genai's
Yamato's
working
like,
with the government?
and Yamato immediately is like, yeah, we'll help, and then Taichi doesn't say anything
He's like, oh,
again.
again, he's being a fucking indecisive little bitch. After they leave, Daigo calls up the mysterious woman whose name I think we still don't know. Either that or I just didn't write it down. And
No, we don't have her name yet.
he says he passed it along to them. What the fuck does that mean, my dude?
It.
That's all we get. Just it. So, this is the part where Kostro was talking to Takaru for fashion advice.
This part's pretty funny.
This is a very funny scene. Unfortunate you went to Takaru of all for fucking fashion advice. Is Takaru in his really bad outfit with the snapback this time, or is that
No, that's
another
what I
outfit?
think that's after.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still. I think isn't he still in the or is he in his he's either in his uniform or the fedora?
Oh,
I,
God.
I think he's in his uniform.
His best outfit by default, the school uniform.
And like Kosher is like, well, I was too nervous to. Like Kakura immediately figures out he's asking about fashion because he's into
Yeah.
Mimi
Yeah.
now, and he's like, so why are you buying online? Why don't you just go into the store? Like I get I can't deal with the clerks. I get
Mhm.
too nervous. So and then he's like, I developed a program to like simulate outfits on me.
He's so real for that.
Fucking grim. I think my favorite part about the big wide display of all the outfits he shows is not the fact that there's one of him in a crab suit and one of him in a bunny suit and like a Santa outfit or anything. It's that all the outfits look like shit.
Well, of course, it's a program Koshiro made.
They all
But
look
Even
terrible.
even in 2015, AI was shit.
I'm sorry, but the whole like the way like this like UI for this program, it just made me think of can you generate a nude Tane?
Yes.
Can I get a hat wiggle?
Nice, nice.
Oh, I'm okay.
I'm okay. Can you repeat that? Nude Tane.
Can the Koshiro have a hat wiggle?
Oh god. Oh, I forgot my note for him talking about the program was I made dress to impress.
Koshiro play Roblox.
So Taichi and Agumon are like hanging out at sunset, just at like a riverbank. I really like the
Mhm.
way this scene looks. I really like just the really
Yeah.
heavy, just silhouetted shots. They just have a nice conversation. I
Yeah.
I don't really think they talk about all that much. I think at this point, Taichi finally mentions maybe someone getting hurt. I think. Because
Yeah.
my note is just it's way too late to worry about this. Because like we are, I think, over an hour into the movie at this point. Like the time for worrying about that shit had passed a while ago. Like, why are you only just now being like, but what if someone gets hurt? No one got hurt. In fact, they go out of their way to repeatedly tell us that no one got hurt, like multiple times. Really weird.
On my bike, though.
My butt. So the next day, they all meet up at Koshiro's office, which he can afford because he's helping out a firm his American friend started.
Then does the dub say it's his friend Willis?
That does say Willis.
No, it doesn't. It's
Damn
just
it!
his friend.
Fuck.
They had the layup and they fucked it up.
Every time they talk about the American friend, they constantly say it's Willis, even though it's definitely not. So they Koshiro has developed a thing where like the Digimon can hang out in what I can only describe as a baby playroom. It's like a white room with fucking blocks and shit. Go in here and play and draw, children. But it essentially
I
acts as
love
like
being girl.
A base.
yeah, where they can stay and they can be called on at pretty much any time. Which is nice. Cool. That they have that now, which is nice. Koshiro made some side. Also, that's like basically where that scene ends. They have a little bit of fun, like hopping in and out of the room, but nothing else of substance really happens during that scene. The next day, they meet up again, or maybe it's just afterwards. No, because it is the next day because Koshiro's gotten no sleep. He hands Taichi a pair of cyber goggles that are able to like trace where like data is
He
gathering.
can see the internet.
Yeah, quite literally, he can see the internet. So he does all of that. And also, like, I think this is the first time in the movie we've gotten everyone together in like casual outfits. Most everyone's outfits right now look good, except Takaru. And then I had a parenthetical, not really, his is fine this time. Like, this is where he has the snapback and the yellow shirt. And then later, I see his stupid patchwork pants, and I'm like, never fucking mind.
They should be killed for this.
Yeah, like, you were so close. You were so close to Takaru having a passable outfit. But no.
Because every future shot does never show the pants.
Oh my god. It's so bad. I really like Mimi's outfit specifically, by the way. This is not biased. I just think she has the best outfit. Hmm?
Just it's funny.
What, that he can't?
No, just this whole scene.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, Taichi could see the internet. Mako with 2 lines worth of O's this time. Because they find her wandering around and she mentions she's looking for something. And they're just like, oh, what are you looking for? And she's like, it's kind of a cat. Which
Kind
is
of.
really funny.
Cat-like.
Yeah. So that they all, they start wandering around. And like I think there's like a brief flash of Alphamon again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we don't see him or her, depending on which rendition of this fucking character you're thinking of. Like we don't see them fully, but we know they're around. So they opt to have Taichi and Yamato hash out their differences by locking them. So right, they decide they need to go up somewhere high so Taichi can like scan the whole city at once using his cyber goggles and see the internet. So they go on a Ferris wheel. And everyone gets in one. Like Sora's like standing out with the 2 of them, and she's like, well, good luck, you 2. Hops in, closes the door. And is like, you go in your get along ride. And so Taichi and Yamato are alone in their little Ferris wheel thingy. Mimi is taking snapshots of her OTP apparently because she's sitting there like leaning over, looking at them, and like constantly taking pictures.
You see, she's the only one having fun here.
Yeah, she's just having a good time.
It's either they kill each other or they kiss each other. One of them is bound to happen.
And both are technically good outcomes. So, when they finally like get up to the top, Yamato's like, "Why are we doing this again anyway?" And he's like, "Oh," Taiji's like, "Oh fuck, right." So, by the way, the conversation they have in the Ferris wheel is actually kind of important. Basically, Yamato just lays into him and is basically just says, "You're running away." Like everything you're doing right now is just running away. Which,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. It's like, oh, you don't want to get involved because the people might get hurt. So, like, what the fuck do you think that's gonna solve? Just like trying to absolve yourself of all responsibility by just not doing anything? Like, You realize how fucking shitty that is, right? And it seems like it kind of sticks, maybe. But at this point, Taiji remembers, oh yeah, the whole reason I came up here was for the internet. And he puts on his little goggles and he notices that there's this massive swirl of data. Like,
The heavens falling apart.
yeah, like right nearby. And like the fucking cloud starts swirling and everything. And just like seemingly something very bad is going to happen. Then, at long last, we get the proper introduction of one Alphamon, who's very big. Does he just
Lord.
touches down like in a fucking like
Like a what do you call it? Dining area.
yeah, like pretty close to where the Ferris wheel is.
Mhm.
But yeah, fucking Alphamon is here, and goddamn is Alphamon cool. What an awesome fucking design. And here's
Alphamon
the
will be in the other movies, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Wondering if he should be fighting the evil monsters that are destroying everything and let them just destroy everything without fighting them.
because I think my media
Oh.
threat thing is just the slant.
Hi.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Alphamon just showed up.
Oh, yeah, no, they got this guy, like, so completely fucking wrong. It's so stupid. Why does he not talk? Why is he the villain? He's literally always meant to be the fucking Royal Knight that's on the right fucking side of history. Why
Literally,
is he the
like-
villain now?
Like
Why is he smashing shit up? That's not Alphamon.
Wait, correct me on this. Cyber Sleuth is out by now, right?
No.
In Japan, I
Oh,
think.
was it?
yeah,
Pretty
that's
sure.
Like, yeah, that's
Cyber
like-
Sleuth is
But also, like, like, he's literally meant to be the Royal Knight who bops the other Royal Knights on the head going, no, stop that, no genocides. Why is he
he's
the one...
literally the first Royal Knight. Is like his his main bit of lore stuff is he's the first Royal Knight to defect from Yggdrasil.
Why is he like a fucking Yggdrasil cuck now who's like, oh, I guess I'll gotta kill the cute? Like, it's just the most wrong guy you could have picked for the job. I hate Try so much. Fuck this fucking stupid movie show thing. It's all bad. It's all bad. Fuck off.
I'm happy for her.
I'm glad she got to have her moment. That's the only Bridget you're going to be seeing in Try, by the way, everybody.
We cannot get her to. You're insane if you think we'll manage to get her to come back.
Yeah, she had that
Yeah,
amount
not
of
only someone stupid would have to agree to watch all 6. Hey, wait a minute.
yeah, that'd be fucking dumb as shit. So yeah, Alphamon's here. Really weird, bad characterization, as you all just heard. This is so Cyber Sleuth came out in March of 2015. I need to look up the actual date this movie came out. Hold on.
I mean, I don't even think you need Cyber Sleuth. Just like literally like the base Royal Knight lore that's been around forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Cyber or this came out in November of that year, so yeah, no, they yeah. It's like they had multiple they had a recent example of like Alphamon's characterization. The most recent example was a woman too. And they
She's
detransitioned
so
him.
cool.
I can't believe they detransitioned Alphamon.
If only
She was
Alphamon
wonderful.
could have been like insanely hot in this movie too, but instead it's just a big robot. Which, you know,
You don't think big robots are hot?
not personally my thing, no.
Ah, okay.
God, Kurami can get it.
Okay. Oh god. So for some reason, Kostra was able to scan just a little bit of the cape that's peeking out and get the information that it's Alphamon.
And they're just like, that's Alphamon. That's
don't
all
know-
I got.
Yeah, we don't know anything else about it. So, Alphamon sees Meikumon in like this big. I think it's like a baseball diamond or something. It's like a indoor arena type thing, and Mako also finds Meikumon and like goes and hugs her, and she's like, "Oh, thank God you're okay." And then she sneezes and looks up, and she has a giant robot pointing a fucking gun at her. And he just starts charging. And I was like, oh, he was ready to kill this child with no hesitation. Man, they really
And for
fucked up
what?
Alphamon in this movie.
Are they stupid? The answer is yes.
Yeah. So at this point, we basically just move into a really extended fight sequence that lasts like the entire last 15 minutes of the movie. Um, Everyone shows up. They start digivolving into champion. Alphamon does a bunch of really cool stuff, like the one where he grabs Kabuterimon and Birdramon, slams Kabuterimon into the ground, point blanks Birdramon while gripping her neck, and then also shoots Kabuterimon.
For good measure.
Yeah,
Oh, he's so cool.
just fucking brutal, this dude. Togemon shows up, and we get Togemon's evolution sequence. She's immediately thrown off screen, and that's it. That's all the Togemon you're getting for the movie. Uh, and then Taichi shows up, and Yamato is also there.
Oh.
So,
No.
Can we just like skip most of this and say he was being a piece of shit and not doing anything?
I mean, that's really all it is. So basically, for the next, I shit you not, I think almost 10 minutes, Taichi just sits there
It's there.
and is like, but what if though? Yamato rushes over and fucking prevents Mako from dying because she's
Like,
getting shot at again.
And Yamato is like screaming at him, like, people are going to die if we don't do something, Taichi.
It's like, fucking do something. Like, you're worried about collateral damage? If you do nothing, people are going to die. And like,
Yeah, but the buildings though.
like, not
And
even
the
that
cell
snaps him out of
phones.
it. I don't even remember what snaps him out of it. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what actually snaps him out of it again?
I
Dude,
don't
I don't remember.
I don't
think he-
remember.
I think
He
it is
just-
Yamato just
he-
picks him by the
he-
shoulders and just starts
he just
yelling
see-
at him.
He does that, and then he just, I guess, sees Mako be in danger for long enough that he's like, okay, yeah, I should probably do something.
It's so
Oh shit, right, that's the person I'm supposed to be shipped with. Hold up, let me lock
That's
in.
right. Oh my god. Okay. It's when Mako and Mekumon have taken the opportunity to run out of the stadium, and Alphamon starts ignoring them and like following her. And Garurumon is like occasionally hitting him and like drawing his attention and getting like hit back and everything. And this goes on for like 2 full minutes before he's just like, oh, if I don't do anything, she's gonna die. And he finally fucking does something. Oh my god. So he has Agumon digivolve into Greymon. They do it. They briefly distract Alphamon. All of a sudden, they're Weregarurumon and Metal Greymon. They actually manage to cause Alphamon to stagger from those hits.
Okay, that whole bit is really cool, though. Where, like,
Yes. No, it's super
it's
cool
like
and super well
Greymon-
animated.
yeah, Greymon takes a hit, then it cuts back. Like, it doesn't show the sequences, it's just every time it cuts back to them, they're their next stage.
Yeah, it's like going back and forth between them as they keep going further and further.
Yeah,
then
that bit was real. That's, like, probably one of the coolest parts of this thing.
Also, when Alphamon shows up and is like destroying the stadium, Yamato is immediately like, Taichi, Omegamon, let's go. So like,
Like,
yeah. So they know.
it's kind of funny that he immediately say, "Oh, this guy's a problem."
This is bad. Whoa, boy. Bad. We need to Omegamon immediately.
We gotta pull out the big guns right now. We gotta do it.
And then after the War Greymon and Metal Garurumon hit parts happen, they do the not a proper evolution sequence. We just get like them turning into particles and doing like the kind of Jogris-esque thing, even though it's not a Jogris, maybe, depending on what day you ask Bandai.
It's different. It's a fusion. Don't worry about it.
That's
We're gonna ignore that part of the movie where they just straight up mimic the Jogress thing. It's fine.
fine, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So, and then yeah, we get the Omegamon versus Alphamon fight, which is cool as fuck, and like just really sick. It's just a really sick fight.
Wait, one more dubism.
Oh,
Uh, prodigious once.
Oh,
There we go.
come on.
What?
You gotta get one in. You gotta go in.
You gotta get the. I think that's the only one in try. Wait, no, there's another one later. Shit. Okay, 2.
They should kill themselves.
So yeah, basically by the end of it, there's a lot of destruction happening, obviously, because we got 2 fucking Royal Knights going at it. The end is like, Omegamon's about to like use the Garuru cannon to like hit him point blank, but he just kind of like goes into the portal and leaves. And then so he just blows up a huge crater in the fucking ground. And we get this big wide shot of all the destruction afterward. Okay. No one was injured, probably.
Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but maybe I misinterpreted. But the end, like when Omegamon's charging up his big shot, there's a bit where like it looks like Taichi realizes this blast might cause a lot of damage, and I think
Yes.
then you see Omegamon start to like dematerialize.
Yeah, he starts dematerializing. I think the charge even like lowers a little bit because
Some It's like obviously it's like I was like I assume I'm supposed to read that as Taichi is faltering.
which is like, dude, you cannot be fucking serious right now. Like, really? Now?
I know we're about to fuck this thing up point blank, but the collateral though.
But we're gonna ruin the landscaping. We might hurt a
And
couple of buildings.
and then at the end, like they're just standing there, like just like soaking it in. And then Yamato just like I think before Yamato walks away, he just says, "I'm glad you at least didn't cower it out this time," or something like that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
because
really.
I think he notices that like like he faltered. That's why the diffusion wasn't like completely stable.
Mhm. Yeah, Yamato's like, well, at least you didn't run away. And it's like, God damn, dude.
I'm
Get
so
him.
glad he's at least giving him so much shit this
Yes.
entire movie.
Oh yeah. It's very good stuff. Yep. Meiko at this point reveals the fact that her little cat friend is named Kumon and is a Digimon, and then she pulls out a Digivice. She reveals that she is also a Digidestined. And then we get the credit sequence, which has a weird techno remix of the first ED for Original Adventure. I wish.
And there's all these funny looking sprites of all the kids.
Yeah.
There's a post-credit scene, but I can't remember what happens.
It's literally
it's
just Joe like seeing like, oh, it happened again, and then turning his computer off.
Because Joe's not allowed to do anything right now.
I think this is where they show the people the government tried to get him to come to the airport and he didn't want to.
He's just like actively not getting himself involved. Which again, wildly out of character.
I could fix Digimon Try.
I don't think you should bother.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I should bother, but I think I could do
Kizuna.
it.
Very excited for their announcement in January.
In January, I do want them to be like, yeah, epilogue can fuck off. We're killing everyone now.
Well,
no, the only thing
won't.
that January announcement can be and not be bad is the third movie in the trilogy, and that's it. If it is not a third movie in a trilogy and the last one, then that announcement is bad and should never have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first miserable go through of Digimon Try.
5 more to go.
Just doing this alone is making me really reconsider this weekly thing. If you don't see the next episode up next week, you know why.
Like, actually, I'll ask this after we're done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So goodbye, everybody.
Oh boy.
Goodbye.
I'll be real with you. I did not think I would be having this bad of a time.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
It's gonna get worse.
What?
Yippee!